So let me start introducing myself. Myself, Varun. Okay, so I work as a full stack developer. Basically, I started my career in 2011 as a business analyst, and after business analyst, I moved to SQL into the database. And apart from that, I've learned Python and as well as a Power BI hands-on experience I have. Now I'm working as a full stack developer. Majorly, I work with the data engineering team completely. So, and as someone has said, you're working on the fabric. So from last 1.5 year, I'm working on the fabric side of the data engineering related to the PySpark, moving the data from your gold environment, I mean, from bronze to silver, and all these activities I'm working on those particular things. But my job role for now is I take the requirement from the user, prepare the requirement documents and everything related to the BRDs and technical design documents. What are the columns? What are the tables? And what is the mapping conditions and everything? And we develop a different kind of pipelines to get the data and everything. And we write notebooks to get that particular data from different sources. It might be an API, it might be your SQL server, or it might be anything, different kinds of data where we get from. And it might be a file loading, anything, different kinds of data we get to our client, basically. And we load the data, and after that we develop Power BI reports. So I'll be part of developing the Power BI reports as well. And so I develop everything. I'll do from starting to end, but at a high level. Now, initially the requirement gathering and everything, I'll be not participating much. Majority of the thing I'll be working on the PySpark documents as well as developing the Power BI reports in it. And I'll be completing the complete process of UAT, pre-prod, and production. As normally in a lot of IT companies does the same thing. You first do the SIT, then the UAT, then the pre-prod, and the production process. So I'll be completing the complete process of it. Now I'm working for an USA and UK client. Both this is a company where both in USA and UK. So I'll be working on as per this particular shift. Okay. So overall in IT, I have around let's say by this September 1st, I'll be completing 14 years in the IT sector. And as I said, joined as a business analyst, now working as a data engineering, completely end-to-end process I'll be taking care of that part. Yep. So that's about me. So basically, first and most important thing, I'll not talk, yeah, as a part of the course, I need to touch the basic things as well. But the basic thing in the sense, who found Python and all this thing, because no one will be asking that, who found Python? What is the, yeah, you should know what is the definition of Python for sure, but because it tells a lot of everything. So let's start with the definition, who found Python and everything for a minute. Okay. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So Python was found by Bruno van Rossum in 1991. Okay, I think a lot of people might not know, but it was actually found in 1989, but it was first available to the public in the year 1991. Okay, but we've been hearing Python from last 8 years or 9 years, and it got boom. Majorly, the boom came in the around 2018, 2019 when we started discussing about this AI and everything. So basically, we will see what is Python first. Okay, Python is, I mean, why I'm writing, I'll just let you know. Integrated general purpose high level programming language with easy syntax and dynamic semantics. Yeah, I mean, since a lot of you guys are experienced and you might be thinking, boss, what are you telling me? This is not basic. What is computer? Why would I want to know? That's a simple thing. I understand. No one will be asking is, can you let me know what is Python? Okay. Yeah. If you are a fresher with 1, 2 experience, definitely they might ask you this question. Because if you ask me, if he's a fresher, I'll definitely ask you, what is Python? If it says, okay, Python is an integrated general purpose high level programming language with easy syntax and dynamic semantics, good. What you have done is by hearted that. Now, in this case, I'll ask you, what is integrated mean? You have written integrated, right? You told me Python is integrated. Okay, what is integrated? Integrated means it is nothing but Python uses interpreter to translate. What is interpreter? Interpreter is a thing which converts your high level programming language to your low level programming language. Now, if you ask me what is high level, low level, we'll discuss. Anyways, we have that particular thing called high level programming language. Okay. Now, in this definition, Python is an integrated. Integrated means it is an Python uses interpreter to translate your high level man understanding programming language to your mission language. Low level programming language is basically your mission level programming language. Okay. Now again, after that integrated, we have written general purpose or multi-purpose, anything. You can call it general purpose or multi-purpose. Now, what is general purpose or multi-purpose is? It is isn't specified to a specific domain. Okay, like you can use Python in your web development, you can use your Python in your AI, you can use your Python in robotics, everywhere you can use your Python. So that's your general purpose. Python is an integrated general purpose high level programming language. What is high level programming language means? What we understand as a human, what we understand normally, what is the programming, how we normally do any programming. It's not only Python, it might be Java, it might be SQL. How do we do? Okay, length, length is equal to 50. Okay, bradth, breadth is equal to 20. Okay, just for area, how do you calculate the area? Area is equal to l into b. This is what we normally do. Okay, print area. This is how we normally write the programming. Okay. But this is a high level programming which man can understand. But your systems cannot understand this programming language. So the general purpose Python is a high level programming language where you can understand. Okay. Where it is can be, I mean, basically human readable kind of a thing. Okay. Now, interpreter, as I said, integrated, it interprets your high level programming language into low level programming language. What is your low level programming language? All it's your one zeros, zeros, whatever, everything which is converted into 100, that's your mission understanding programming language, which is your low level programming languages. Okay, so that's what you have. Python is an integrated general purpose high level programming language with easy syntax and dynamic semantics, the last part. Now, what is easy syntax and dynamic semantics? Means it is variables are dynamic objects, which is basically a dynamic. For example, in SQL, I mean, if you have a knowledge or anything in any language, if let's say if you're working in C, C++, Java, if you're declaring a variable is nothing but, for example, A is equal to 10. Now, A is a variable where you are assigning a value of 10. Okay. Now, in other programming languages, you need to give an int variable. If you're giving a number, it is an int. If you're giving a character is nothing but your A, B, C, D, or your naming conventions or anything which is apart from the numeric, anything what you have in the characters, that's a character function. Okay. In that case, if you're using SQL, you need to use varchar. Okay, or char. Such kind of a thing you need to use. But in Python, no need to use all those particular things. Okay, if you just give, okay, let me show you an example here. Okay, so let's say x is equal to 10. So x is equal to 10. Okay, y is equal to 20. Now I wanted an output print x plus y. Now, what is the output I got? I got 30 here. Okay. Now, this is, I'm not mentioning anywhere stating that, okay, for this variable x, the value which I'm giving is an int variable. For value y, the value which I'm giving is an int variable or anything I'm not specifying here. Okay. Dynamically, Python will understand what are the characters you have given. It will understand, okay, this is an int, this is a character. If you're giving anything in the double quotes, that's a character. So Python will understand without giving any operators like what you normally give it in your C, C++, Java, SQL, or any programming language which you have worked on. We need to give that particular variable. Okay, whatever in X I'm giving, that should be an int. That will be an int variable. So when we create a table, we do that. But in Python, no need of that particular things. Here we have not given any variable data type. If you see that, they'll accept in the string or any data type, whatever you have given, that will be accepted in this particular case. Okay. So that's the definition of your Python. Python is an integrated general purpose high level programming language with easy syntax and dynamic semantics. Okay, so that's the purpose. If anyone asks you by any chance, you can just tell this. But since you guys are all experienced, no one will ask you. But it's good to know what is the definition of the Python and what are the words what we have here, putting here. What is the meaning of each and everything what we have in the definition? Okay. Now coming to this, now, first thing today we will discuss about what we are going to be discussing in the 10 during the period of our Python classes. And apart from that, why we need to learn Python and everything we'll be discussing related to that. Okay. Now, the first and most important thing is why Python? Why Python is growing? Why Python? Everything is. First thing is Python compared to other languages, Python is very easy to learn. Okay. And if anyone is thinking, do I need to have any background experience to learn Python? No, not at all. Because when I learned also, I know only SQL during that particular time. Okay. Knowing SQL has helped me a bit. That's it. Okay. But whatever we'll be going to learn here, if you don't have any background experience also, it's very good. If you don't have any background experience, it's well and good. But if you have any experience with any background like Java or SQL or anything, you find couple of topics similar to the topic what you have already learned in your SQL or Java. Okay, but Python is very easy compared to other languages to learn. In terms of learning, it's very easy to compare to other languages. If you want to show me a proper thing, I'll just show you. Now, if I come here, let's say, I mean, anytime, if you go to any programming language, what is the first program we will write? What is the first program we'll write? We'll write hello world. If you go to Java, if you go to C, if you go to C++, you'll write hello world down. Okay, now let's see. The same program, if you want to write in Java, this is the way how you need to write. Class, public static void main, system.output, hello world. Then only the program of hello world will get printed. Now, if I write in C program, hash include stdio.h. I mean, we would have still remember this because in our engineering, this is the first program we write in your engineering colleges. Hash include stdio.h, you are declaring the int variable int main and print the function hello world slash new line and return zero. This is the first program I think a lot of us would have written in our engineering colleges whenever we have completed it. Okay. So yeah, this is how you write in C program. First you need to declare it, then all these things. If you write in C++, again the same thing. As include IO string.h using namespace. This is how you need to write. If you want to print a statement of hello world, this is how you write in different programming languages, Java, C, C++. But in Python, it's very simple. Print hello world. That's it. I'll just show you an example as well. We will just write the print statement. And in the double quotes, we'll give the syntax, whatever you want to write. It's not only hello world, hello Python, anything. Hello Python. Okay, just shift enter. Here I've not written anything, but it's the same thing. If you write it in C, C++, Java, that will throw you an error. If you want to execute the same hello Python or hello world, whatever the programming is there, if you want to execute in other programming languages, you need to write this much of syntax what I've shown in Java, C programming, and C++. So just a glimpse, I'm showing you how easy it is to compare with other programming languages. It's very easy to understand in compared to other programming languages. Okay. Now, if you see the why we need to learn Python in the first place compared to other programming languages, because if I show you this, let me show you the index in the GitHub. Will have py. I think it's pypl GitHub. Yeah. If you see here also in the popularity index of the programmings of everything, you can see here Python shares. This is the overall compared to all the companies and everything. Python shares majority of the programming like compared to all other programming languages. Python is holding majority of the thing. That means majority of the companies in the complete universe or in the world is using Python here. You can see the share of it, 30.5. Even the second thing, which is Java, is not even 50% closer. I mean, it's almost 50%. Now, when it started growing, if you come down, you can see here. 2005, it was very less. Even in the year 2017, 2018, you can see here, right? When the boom of AI came, when the starting development of AI came, at that particular time, it started booming. Now, if you see here, Java started degrowing a little bit. Yeah, still we use Java a lot of places, but a lot of companies were started moving. If there is a new company or if it is a new project or anywhere you learn, you hear this terminology called AI and everything. Okay, so all those particular things now will be using Java, Python. Okay, compared to that, now you can see the growth here; it is growing. Now, last year also, when I seen it was only 29, 2024, yeah, 28.2. Now, still it is going. Now, still it will go further as well. If I open the same thing, I mean, I've been teaching this from almost 3 years. When I started here, it was around 23, 24. If I'm not wrong, around 20, 22 or such kind of a thing. You can see here, 20, 21, 29. Okay. Now here it's 30.5. If you see this after 2030 during that particular time, the Python will be almost 40% or 35, 40%. This will go for sure because majority of the programming languages, for example, let's take an example. You learn Python. Okay. Python, why Python is important is if you want to learn PySpark, Python is important. If you want to be a full stack developer, Python is important. If you want to learn machine learning, Python is the basic. If you want to learn AI engineering, Python is the basic. If you want to learn about data bricks, Python is the basic. If you don't learn Python, and Python is like an ABC, for example, you have different subjects. You have science, you have physics, you have, let's say, maths and everything. In all the subjects, you can learn the subjects, but what is the core basic of it? The core basic of it is English. Okay. If you don't know ABCD for in the first place, then if you're trying to learn science directly, it's impossible because whatever is given there, you'll be not able to understand in the first place. In the same manner, whatever the field you want to move, you want to be a Python developer, well and good. You learn Python, whatever we are discussing, well and good. But if you want to learn PySpark, if you want to be a data engineering, I mean, data engineering is nothing but you need to work on Databricks or PySpark. You need to learn about pipelines. That's a different topic altogether. Okay. But if you want to learn PySpark, if you want to learn Databricks, if you want to be a full stack developer, if you want to be a machine learning AI engineering, or you want to be working on the data science projects, going further, you want to become a data scientist. For all these particular things, Python is very basic. Without learning Python, you cannot become a data scientist. Without learning Python, you cannot become a data engineer because you cannot write PySpark codes or a Databricks or anything. You cannot write those particular codes. If you're directly thinking that okay, I know SQL, I can become a data engineer. Yeah, you can just build the data pipelines. That's it. But Databricks and PySpark, you need to learn Python. You need to understand Python. Then only you can write those particular codes and everything in the PySpark. Okay. Now in the naming itself, you can see PySpark is nothing but Python plus Spark. Spark is a different. If you know Python, Spark is. I mean, let's say in PySpark. I mean, since I'm working on PySpark, I'm just saying. So Python is 80%, Spark is 20%. If you learn Python, Spark is like a walking kind of a thing. Okay. Now if you see a lot of job opportunities completed will be on Databricks, on the PySpark, or anything related to that. Okay. So for that thing, Python is very important, and the advantages of this is once you learn Python, you'll be able to understand or go to different fields. You want to go to data science, machine learning, Python, then the next topic is your machine learning, where you need to learn statistics, probability, and everything. If you know Python, if you want to become a data engineering, good. Learn Python first, then you learn PySpark or Databricks. If you want to be a full stack developer, Python is anyways the part of integrated with the full stack developer. You need to be doing that. Okay. So based on the field which you want to move on, okay. So any field you can move on after learning Python. It depends on your field, what you want to grow in your present organization, how you want to grow and everything. So yeah. So coming to the next thing. So we have in this particular content, we'll be covering all the topics related to introduction, starting from installation to in the upcoming classes, we'll be doing the installation. From installation, we'll be starting from print, indentations, everything, each and every topic which has been mentioned here. We'll be going through each and every topic related here. Now in Python, there are two things. One is your core Python. Okay, where we'll be discussing introduction to Python script, different modes in Python, Python IDEs, variables in Python. Each and every topic we'll be discussing in detail. Okay, for example, let's say if I'm talking about list collections, list, tuples, sets, dictionaries. So each and everything we'll be discussing in detail about to that. Now, instead of that, if I'm talking about anything related to the operators, we'll be discussing all about operators in detail. I mean, starting from basics, as I said, it's starting from basic. Let's assume that you are a fresher passed out from the college. In that particular scenario, starting from basics of print statement, why we use indentations and everything, we'll be closing to the end topics where we'll be discussing about different kind of libraries and everything. Okay. Now here also we have different kind of libraries. Let me take you to that particular thing. Yeah. Now I can see here in Python, we have different kind of libraries. Okay. Now there are different libraries. As you can see, Django, where basically this will be used for web development. And if you guys, anyone is from the Java background, you would have already worked on this web developments by using the JavaScript and everything. Okay. In the same manner, in the Python also, you have different libraries. After learning the core concepts and the advanced concepts here, after learning all these particular concepts, we'll be seeing different kind of libraries as well in our particular sessions. So the first thing is we have web development. So basically, Django is used to build secure, scalable web applications. It will handle authentication databases, ORMs, admin panels, and everything related to that. Okay. And after that, we have Tinder. Okay, so basically Python stands GUI toolkit for creating desktop applications, whatever the desktop applications we have. So for that particular thing, for example, let's say this particular library we'll be using for, you click this particular button. I mean, in the browser we'll have this, right? Web applications. If you click on this, this will open. If you click on this, this will open. Like new tab has got open. So for those particular thing, for a product development or for software development, we'll be using this particular library. Okay. Now, sci-fi. Sci-fi is basically for mathematics and scientific computing. Okay. So this library for linear algebra, optimization, integration, statistics, and everything will be going through the SciPy library. Okay. Now, NumPys and Pandas. Okay. Now, this is more majority of the thing you might be heard of NumPys, Pandas, and libraries. Okay, this is a part of one of the library. Okay, now, what is NumPy? NumPy is a core library for numerical operations like your arrays, mathematics, fast math operations, all those particular things. We'll be using NumPy. Now, coming to Pandas, Pandas is a library that we'll be using for data manipulation analysis, like your data frames, your time series. Data frames are nothing but your tables. Normally, what are the tables you get from the source? Those particular tables. Okay. Time series lets you analyze the pattern trends and seasonality and everything by using the time series, and you have a tabular data as well, like your .csv files, .excel files. So if you have a data, something related to that, you'll be using the pandas library. Okay. Now, apart from that, we have Beautiful Soap, which is basically used for your web scraping. Okay. Now, Beautiful Soap is a library which will be used for extracting data from your HTML and XML documents. So for that particular thing, if you want to extract data from that, then we'll be using the Beautiful Soap library. And AstroPy is nothing but your space science, basically a library for astrophysics and everything will be there. For that, you'll be using this AstroPy. And EarthPy is basically your geospatial analytics. Okay. For basically your Earth data science and spatial analytics, you'll be doing like basically for astronomers and everyone, for them, they'll be using this. Okay. And both three will be there. Now, this is an AWS SDK for Python. Basically, if you're interacting with your Amazon Web Services like your S3, EC2, Dynamic DB, and everything, then we'll be using this Boto. Now, if you ask me whether you need to learn all these libraries, no, not at all required. It's basically, I mean, you have PySpark and everything. There are a lot of libraries, as you can see here. There are n number of libraries available: natural language processing, statistical analysis, data manipulation. This many libraries are available. Now, if you ask me if you need to learn each and everything, no. If you ask me, since I'm working on a data engineering part, I'll be learning PySpark, Hadoop. This is the one which I learned. And if you're working on a data science part, you'll be learning NumPy, Pandas, and everything. Okay. But yeah, even in data engineering, you'll be using Pandas, NumPy, and everything. So in our sessions, after we'll be discussing about the core topics and the advanced topics here, we'll be discussing about the libraries as well. Like we'll be discussing NumPy, Pandas, we'll be discussing Beautiful Soap, we'll be discussing Boto 3, whatever is required for us to move on. Because majority of you guys might be moving towards AI side or your data science side and or your data engineering side. So we'll be discussing those particular topics which is required related to that. I hope no one is moving towards no one wants to become an astrologer or the space analytics and everything. So we'll be not discussing about AstroPy, EarthPy, but it's good to know what are each and every libraries available in your Python and what are the advantages of it. And apart from that, sorry, we'll be discussing one more thing, which is your matplotlib. Okay, matplotlib. Okay. Now, basically, the purpose of this is by using this particular library, we can create any kind of visualizations. Like normally, you have your line plots. Basically, in Power BI, whatever the visualizations you can create, right? In the same manner, by using this MATLAB library, you can use multiple visualizations like your line plots, your bar charts, your pie charts, your scattered plots, all those particular things. We can use this for this MATLAB. And you have PyTorch as well. If you want to move to the field of deep learning and everything, you can use PyTorch, okay, or TensorFlow, machine learning and everything, okay. But understand, for all these libraries, any library you want to learn, Python is the core and the basic thing. Without learning Python, you cannot learn any of these libraries. You need to have an understanding of that particular knowledge. Okay, as I said, the example related to that. Okay, now as I said, should we learn all the libraries? Not at all. Based on your understanding, I mean, now in demand is your NumPy, Pandas, MATLAB, all these things are in demand. So we'll be touching those particular libraries, how you import the data, how you get the data, all those things after completing our topics related to the core Python and the advanced Python. Okay. So that was the topics we'll be discussing during our class of 5 weeks and everything. So apart from this, we'll be covering each and every topic. So starting from the next class, we'll be installing Python, or we'll be installing Visual Studio. We'll see how we can install, and we'll be discussing about basics, each and everything, like what are the keywords, and you will be having notes related to that, and you'll be having video recordings related to each and every class. By any chance, if you're missing any class, we'll be having a video recordings and all the notes for each and every topic which we'll be discussing. We'll be providing a detailed notes and whatever we are discussing in the class. So those particular classes will be having the coding whatever we are discussing as well. Okay. So that's what